Hello everybody, this is Catholic Dad, episode number 65 again. I want to apologize, I just got over a septoplasty turbinate reduction. I have a hoarse throat and some soreness. The name of this video is, this is Jussie Smollett country. I don't know if anybody's seen what's been going on in Chicago, but it should kind of raise the awareness of how much hate we have in this country and how many fomenters of hate we have. Now, here's the deal. So Jussie Smollett, I've never seen this TV show. I haven't watched TV in like 20 years. I have no clue. I work too many hours. I read too many things. I don't sit there and watch fun shows for the most part, and so that's why I haven't seen this show Empire that this guy's in. But apparently, he's a gay black actor who got off a train or a plane at 2 a.m. and he was jumped by some racists in Chicago that put a noose around his neck, poured bleach on him, and yelled, "This is MAGA country." Well, this is not MAGA country, okay? And here's the deal. When I heard this story, and I'm not a hateful man, I promise you, I said to myself, this sounds like such bunk, like from the very beginning. It makes absolutely no sense that two thugs are walking around Chicago 2 a.m. and they accidentally get or happen upon a famous gay black actor, right? And they call him out for his sexuality, they call him out for his race, and they say this is MAGA country. And they happen to be walking around with a noose. They happen to be walking around with bleach. I mean, how many thugs walk around with nooses and bleach? Like they were gonna lynch somebody that day. And if they were gonna lynch him, he walks away with a little scratch on his face. And so this didn't make any sense to me. I'm sure the cops were kind of giggling at it. Like not giggling, but they were taking it seriously. But I'm sure they thought, well, this seems a little bit suspicious, right? But what did the media do? The media just jumped on it and they started running the story 24/7. How hateful this nation is, how divided we are, how much bigotry we have, how much homophobia, and so on and so forth. Is that the truth of the matter? Well, that's what they want you to believe. But I'll tell you what, you fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And then fool me 3 times, now you have an agenda, right? And so the whole Kavanaugh hearing thing, you're fooled once. The whole Nathan Phelps thing, you're fooled twice. And the Jussie Smollett thing, now you have an agenda. It seems like the major media only wants to foment hate. They want to divide people. They want to make Americans not feel like they're Americans together. They want to foment revolution, take down authority structures, and try to change our society in a large-scale revolutionary way. And if you've ever read anything, the Rules for Radical, you know, the whole Saul Alinsky, S-A-U-L, Alinsky, A-L-I-N-S-K-Y. He was kind of the Frankfurt School communist in Chicago, how to foment revolution. And he wrote a book called Rules for Radical. This is right out of the Rules for Radical playbook. This is what they do. They always create some dramatic event that divides people, and then they run it 24/7, try to get people hating each other and fomenting hate. And so the whole major media was, you know, saying, oh, this is MAGA country, this is horrible, these hateful white people, blah, blah, blah. And then someone, a news commentator, she even said, this is how America is in 2019, like with a tear in her eye and all, you know, whatever else. You know what? This is how America is in 2019. Think about that for a second, because it came out that the whole thing is completely fabricated. He hired 2 Nigerian dudes to pretend jump him, to pretend attack him, and then they got paid $7,000 to do so. This is America in 2019. There are radicals out there, leftists, far leftist radicals that are willing to create incidences of hate, to foment revolution, try to divide the people that call themselves fellow countrymen, try to essentially divide people along ethnic, racial, and sexual lines, and try to make people hate each other. This is America in 2019. That lady was exactly correct, but the tear was cried for the wrong reason. The reason why that is sad is because we're supposed to all get along, we're supposed to like each other, and we're supposed to you know, walk together to build a better future. And instead, we have people out there that are used as an agenda piece item that are essentially creating hate, fomenting hate. And that Jussie Smollett, if he did do this, it seems like he did, he is a great fomenter of hate. And all those who actually believe the story from day one without allowing the justice system to follow through on it. And then, you know, you got to think about how quickly you're duped, because I'll tell you what, my BS flag raised in a second on that story, and the Nathan Phillips story as well. You guys, if you guys got duped by both of those, Now you got to think you start having an agenda of hate, agenda of division, an agenda of revolution. And that is a little bit of a problem. Now, there's a brighter note here, by the way. If he did set this whole thing up and he paid these two dudes $7,000 to jump him and pretend beat him up and whatever else, he faces serious penalties and serious jail time. And reporting a false event is a big crime, because what happens is you take a whole bunch of detectives off of real crimes, right? And there's other victims out there not getting the attention that they need. And you do it out of just because you want to create drama in your life, or because you want to foment hate. And there are penalties for this. And they're now saying that Jussie Smollett could serve 3 years in jail. That would be great, actually. That would be great. And hopefully he gets a several $100,000 fine. And hopefully, if this works out, I mean, if he actually did do it. I mean, I wouldn't do that for an innocent man. But his story does seem kind of, it seems like it's a bit of crackery, or quackery, whatever. So, but here's the other thing, right? They could say, hey, listen, you got 3 years in jail, you got a $200,000 fine, that's the maximum, and you're going, unless, of course, you talk. Because he didn't come up with the money, or you can suspect he didn't come with the money. There's a long line of people handing money down to other people, much like the Trump dossier, which was like the biggest piece of quackery ever. That was from GPS Fusion, that was from a couple legal firms. There were layers and layers and layers of people that funded that project to try to take down the President of the United States of America, and it was quackery from the beginning. Well, much like this case, I'm sure Smollett wasn't the one that came up with the money. There's probably somebody behind him, and hopefully they throw the whole playbook at him, and then he decides to start talking, because then he could lead them to whoever is genuinely fomenting this revolution, who is fomenting hate. Perhaps it's the DNC, maybe not. Perhaps it's George Soros. Perhaps it's some kind of like GPS Fusion. Perhaps it's a legal firm. Perhaps it's some kind of rules for radical Antifa organization. But perhaps it does lead to a prominent financier that's trying to take America down, right? That's possible, and I'll tell you what. If they could take this guy, they could put some hot lamps on him, they could throw the book at him, 3 years in jail, several $100,000 fine, and he starts talking, and then the next people start talking, and the next people start talking. If this turns out to be somebody, a prominent financier that actually funded this, well, you ask me, that's what Navy SEAL Team 6 is for. I'm tired of those guys going in and overthrowing governments. These are the people that need to go in and take care of business on those who try to divide and destroy America. Those are the people that they need to knock on their door and say, hello, Navy SEAL Team 6 arriving. You're a fomenter of hate. Please come out. We want to talk to you, or we're going to come in and get you. And so, yeah, so that's it. Jussie Smollett, the fomenter of hate. Of course, he could be innocent. I'm going to allow the justice system to follow through. But I'll tell you what, the media and everybody else that jumped on this, you guys have an agenda, because that story seemed so unbelievable from the very beginning. I mean, even when they reported it, I'm like, this is probably false. This makes no sense. But everybody else wants it to be true. Why? Because they want division. They want hate. They want revolution. And so I hope Jussie gets his justice, whatever that justice may be. And I hope they can make the country a better place. And please, people, stop trying to divide each other. Stop trying to make people feel like they're hateful, or try to claim hate that doesn't exist. That's a major problem. It needs to go away. And so this is Catholic Dad. Please pray the Daily Rosary, get the Mass, like or subscribe if you like these videos. Take care. Thank you.